Hello and welcome to my in-depth video on the 75341 UCS Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder. So this is the May the 4th UCS set, an interesting one at that, and I'll be talking about the set. If you do enjoy this video, please subscribe because I do this for all like Star sets that come out. So you might want to check out some previous ones or stay around for the summer ones. So the box art is pretty cool. It's a standard UCS Master Builder series kind of style box art. And you can see at the very bottom it is 18 plus 75341, 1,890 pieces. And it's a pretty big looking box, very long because the Landspeeder takes up quite a lot of the image, which is pretty good. And you can also see like the tan faded background, which is probably supposedly like a reference to the sand, which is fairly accurate. You can see on the top of the box there's like a C-3PO. It's pretty small because of the size of the box, and on the side it has a different angle of the Landspeeder. Back of the box you have a back angle of the Landspeeder on its stand, which I'll talk about more later. And the set's dimensions are 49 centimeters by 10, which is pretty long in comparison to height, which is 4 inches by 19. And yeah, pretty cool. It has £175 or $200 is the price. Quite expensive, albeit a UCS set. Does have a lot of pieces, but I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. I'm just going to start with the minifigures. And the minifigures are pretty cool. You get a C-3PO, which is exclusive, and a Luke Skywalker, which seems fairly standard. The C-3PO has a dual molded leg, and I think that's really cool. Also has side leg printing, something Lego's only done a few times before. Last time I remember them doing it, they did it for the Han Solo on like the Cloud City, I'm pretty sure. And this is really cool. The C-3PO has arm printing as well, and like extra printing on his chest for like the gold to make it shine more, and is a really nice minifigure, arguably probably the best C-3PO. Then we have Luke, and it is your standard Luke. There's been hundreds, not hundreds, but a lot of these in the years. And yeah, pretty alright. The other one really makes up for it though. On to the set. And it's a UCS Landspeeder, so I don't really know what I was expecting, but it looks like a Landspeeder. It's just not really the greatest set ever, and one that I didn't see much demand for. I feel like they've made like so many Landspeeders. Talk about that more later. And anyway, but the set itself does look pretty cool. I'll start off with talking about the stand, and it does mildly annoy me the fact they've tried to make it central but then made it really unsymmetrical. But yeah, I suppose it works because it now means the plaque is more centered in the ship, but then it just makes the minifigures look kind of off, and that's something that mildly annoys me. But onto the set itself, and you can see here, it's pretty cool. It's pretty accurate. It's just kind of boring, because the front like section's quite nice. Massive stickers though, so those are going to be a bit of a pain. And all this detail, you can see the red stripe down the middle, which interestingly they've never put on a mini Landspeeder. Is accurate. Kind of weird that they haven't put it on a small Landspeeder. And you can see like the tubing along the sides. They used to do this on the older Landspeeders, and it's really cool in my opinion. Millie, those tubes must be really long, like to be able to fit around that. I'm guessing they split at the front for a second set for the other side. Quite a lot of stickers on this set, and my main thing is it's really, really flat. Like if you look at the back image, you can kind of see there's like, it's 10 centimeters by like 49, I think was it, so that's 1 to 5 scale, so you could fit it in 5 times height wise along the width of it. I can fit even, and that's pretty interesting. Lego said, oh, they've gone for all the details and like their description below and on the engines, and albeit this one looks really cool, like they've done all the details, they should all be a lot more red, and I'll talk about that more whenever an actual image of the Landspeeder. But you can also see the sign a bit better, and its length in universe is 3.4 meters, and you can kind of see how Lego's gone a bit long. I'll also talk about accuracy. It kind of lacks it, and the problem is there's no really good like high quality images of the Landspeeder from the films, which means Lego can kind of get away with it, but still, this is the image that I think the angle that Lego kind of ruins because of how flat it is. But then this is also the image that they are, like the angle that they're putting on their display stand. So kind of weird that they've gone with this because it's just so flat. There's like no, other than the windshield. Windshield's kind of cool. Looks quite nice and is fairly accurate. Is exclusive to this set, which is pretty cool. But it is so flat and there's like no rises and falls other than like the one 2 stud thing at the front, which is the same size as it is on the mini ones as well, which is kind of weird but more accurate. I do quite like the tubing, albeit that they've used like a ladder or like a gel piece to hold it in, and that looks kind of off. I'm assuming it does have a purpose though. And the front angle, you can see the sticker. I wonder if this is just to display the stickers, which is probably not a wise idea. But you can see there's like an indent around the middle of like indent even around the middle around that red stripe, and that the way they've done this is it's just like a plates on top. Most mocks of this have like it as bricks lying sideways, and that looks much better. But the interior, not much of an interior, is quite cool though. I do like the seats and the steering wheel, and the gear shift is pretty nice, and I would say it is a pretty good interior. It's obviously not minifigure scale, and yeah, I will talk a bit about all the Landspeeders. So we had this in 2020. There's been a lot of them. So this is 2020, and there's not much difference. Then we have the 2018 or 2017, and this one's barely any different other than the tubing. This one's pretty much exact same as this. This is from 2014, albeit in a Cantina set, but it's like exact same. And then 2010, which looks fairly similar, except they changed the color. 2004, 1999. The longest gap we've had between Landspeeders is like 5 years. Like, that's fairly ridiculous that LEGO feels like they need to put in a Landspeeder every couple years. Obviously, the thing is, people must be buying it if they release one every 5 years. Like, they wouldn't be stupid and just release one for the sake of it being an iconic set, because it's not really an iconic vehicle, but they must be popular for some reason. Anyway, accuracy, this is quite a nice side-on comparison, and you can see it is slightly off proportional. The front part is too long, and considering, yeah, the person would be sitting there and their feet would be like halfway down the front thing, like in a racing car, it's kind of weird that they went with that. But you can see, like, they were advertising in the thing below the set. You can go and check the LEGO website out, and it says like the accuracy and is showing the damaged engine, but then the other engines aren't accurate because they barely have any red on them. And if you look in the image below, they are mainly red, which is kind of annoying the way that LEGO's decided not to do that. And yeah, the rest of it is fairly accurate though, and I think that is something LEGO's done quite well. It just really is quite a boring set. Do hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching my 100th video. See you in the next one.